Okay, so let me put down these 4 pinpoints, right? There's these 4 corners. One is I'm gonna work back. I have to read a book backwards real quick. Okay, so I just worked a book backwards, right? I always be talking about this and going on about this. Determinism is not possible without when it's not possible when God provides and the land renders all you need, and with knowledge, then you are autonomous because you can make shoes and you can build a log cabin. So there can't be there is self-reliance in that sense. You're autonomous. There can't be such thing as determinism. Somebody would have to designs for there to be, then there was never no such thing as a slave or anything like that. Because if everybody you're already understanding this, then you can make a trek, from one coast to the other coast without going space ghost. You can, because if game isn't reliable, or if like the plants that are medicine and food and roughage and all this kind of stuff, you're Gucci. And so I don't want to paint a sinister picture or anything, but I am. That when the aristocracy is in schism, they require another push from the modality. There's only one push from the grain storage, calorie, enclave, whatever modality, the modality, right? And then they schism and they gravitate toward celebrity, and they try to harness the celebrity power, influence in their last sphere of influence, while they are slowly getting choked out by because their counterpart wants to, kind of like block the light, kind of wants to soak up the rays of the sun, while the other is cut out, and so that's kind of like what you see going on. We're trying to, cut one end out in that fucking, sense that of the cuckoo bird or the boo-boo baby or whatever that gets kicked out of the nest. I don't want to go too far into that, because then they'll want me to go back and forth with you on some fucking talking point, some shit. I could just cue it up for discussion, and then it wouldn't even be me talking to you, somebody else. You have to exploit your own advantage, you scary motherfucker. You scary, cut. Anyway, going back, that's one corner of hell. 2 is Prometheus gave fire to man. We should be grateful to Prometheus. He's the one God that can suffer on eternity, while man is mortal. Man suffers because we are mortal. On behalf of the gods are immortal, and they can't sustain suffering because they never dies, except Prometheus can, because he gave fire to man. So he's changed to the Isle of Tartmos on the volcano for the buzzards to peck out his eyes and eat his open chest wound eternity. Okay, you get torture, you get Tartarus. That's another aspect or a corner of hell. Sooner or later, you're gonna have to not forget about my guy and go back, and you have to go in, or you know what I'm saying. Maybe that's like setting up it's like a cycle or something, carnality that you have to rescue, or so you go back and. Because you would have chosen the chalice of carnality instead of the chalice of justice. If you don't appreciate that he gave fire to, you can't forget about my guy. You got to go back and say he can't suffer eternity. You know, that's like, you're not a man. We're not men. We're mortal. We can suffer temporally. Oh, temporally. Okay, Cam's lot. That's okay. So is that gonna bring back 4 and make it number 2 again? Like Excalibur, Camelot, Excalibur. Excalibur is number 2. Excalibur is excrement. It's the shell of the lowly body, and that's what they say, that only time that a man has to himself, like for me time, is in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Or with your girlfriend, which is like, that's a crazy combination. You know, you gotta keep it separated, obviously. You know, there's guys that sit over all things related to hygiene or something, or she has a hand in with regards to anything hygiene related, and she'll be the god of something. In Asian culture, they have gods or that sit over or have a hand in with all things related, the same way that the English tutors would want to set up domain over the spirit and all things temporal, right? Duh. I don't want to go to Camelot. Camelot is the Sheol. It's Sheola. It's raw hell. Okay, but anyways, I kind of skipped because 3 is what is the subconscious amenta, and making people conduits. It's like projecting a thought through a conduit into the subconscious of someone in a physical domain. So I don't want to talk about dominion machines or something. Yeah, don't explain it, you know what I mean? That's why they failed at the Occupy, to define what it was that they were protesting for. And everybody came with their own different, separate agendas. Do I lie? I mean, I skipped around and everything. The thing is, like, okay, about hell is, if you know what it is, that you would want to go there. It's just in similar sense that I keep talking about it. Like, people say, like, oh, no, you don't have to. You don't really have to go there. Don't, please, no, you don't have to go. You don't have to talk about that, because they understand that I'm going to come up short. And I'm not going to be able to complete the 4 corners and explanation and get frustrated and flustered. Then you're gonna be bitter because you didn't, you know what I'm saying, like, you're just like not cutting it. So Cam's lot. Cam would be the plight or the blithe, you know what I mean, like the burden of a rock you have to tote around on your back or something, because they didn't have a library. One of the things Merlin brought back was a sword from a deep ass lake or something, and they don't really have. It's like a secret behind. So they came up with, okay, but they needed a library to bring Camelot back, because it was like a strong idea or a powerful myth or something that was in the lore. The people had this, they all believed in it, and they wanted to bring back the Knights of the Round Table and everything like that, which is like just basically what is it? The Arthur. It's like Arcturian Grailstone mythos. Is the 22 degrees of the Knights of Malta and the Scottish rites. and it's for the it's fertility rights. So it's like there's duality in there. Like the same way that a symbol of fertility and a defined feminine principle in something such as a bull with horns. The bull is obviously a masculine, right? Baphomet has titties, so Baphomet is like androgyny. They find older and older. Like there's an elven god that's like super old. Cephas. He's a freaking bearded fairy. He has titties. And he's holding like weapons, but it's not weapons for warfare. It's weapons to separate him from the physical domain. Frequency. I don't want to just keep going on anymore with the video, because I was gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, but I went 1, 2, 4, 3. So if that's my only issue or concern with the video, then I'm not gonna keep going on trying to make points with it.